across now to James André in Kyiv. James, what are we expecting to come out of this particular meeting?
Well, Emmanuel Macron will be visiting this presidential palace behind me, which is the Ukrainian presidential palace, and is discussing with Volodymyr Zelensky. Now, on the table, there are going to be many subjects after the 5 hours the French president spent with Vladimir Putin. One of them, of course, will be Donbass, the eastern part of the country that is right now occupied by pro-Russian separatists. For now, there is the Minsk agreement that is yet to be implemented and that has not been moving forward for months now. The French president spoke of it yesterday during the press conference and, of course, talked about it with President Putin. The question now is it possible to move forward? Indeed, Russia and Ukraine have very different views on how this agreement must be implemented. For the Russians, there should be elections, modification of the Ukrainian constitution, and then withdrawal of Russian forces inside the region. For Kiev, it should be the other way round. So this is going to be one of the main subjects. Another one is the stature of Ukraine within the European Defence Treaty system. Will there be some compromise found? That is the big question mark. What exactly has France discussed with Putin? We are hoping to learn today here in Kiev.
Now, the Ukrainians will tell you, James, that they've been on a war footing for some time, but how do they view this latest round of diplomatic talks?
Well, the Ukrainians are very happy about all the support they're getting from their Western partners. This initiative by France, obviously here, is seen in a very positive light, though many observers are saying that they would have preferred to see Emmanuel Macron come to Kiev and then to Moscow rather than the other way round. The atmosphere here in Kiev is rather normal on the surface of it. Everybody is just working and living their lives. But what's surprising is if you look at the news media, for example, I was reading this morning in a newspaper that there was an article about what papers you needed to exit the country with your car. Another big subject here is about bomb shelters. There are some 4,500 here in Kiev, for example. There are some dotted all over the country, and indeed the authorities are prepping them to be used in case of an attack. Another thing is training of civilians in order to respond in the case where there would be an invasion. So as you can imagine, yes, there is a tense atmosphere in the back of everybody's head, though things are perfectly normal here in Kiev. And one of the big conversations is what people call here the invasionometer. How do you feel today? What do you think is going to happen? That, of course, is in everybody's conversations at the moment.
James André reporting there from Kyiv. Thank you.